Hi, my name is Amelia Bennett. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I wanted to do a wrap-up video, but I'm doing it 2 days early before the month is over, so this should be fun. So, let's get started. I think the first book that I read, actually no, the first book I read, I think I finished a book that I was reading last month. Haven't gone back and checked. Very unprofessional of me, I know, and that's The Unfinished Tales by J.R.R. Tolkien, edited by Christopher Tolkien. I really like this. This is the highest rated Tolkien book that I've read. I think the reason I like it so much is because I really enjoy all those little neat world-building things, and this has a lot of them. And, actually no, that's a lie. I don't enjoy little neat world-building things. I enjoy the little stories and the details, like the inner details of characters' lives. And you really get them with this, like especially in Of Tuor and his coming to Gondolin, which is amazing. I wanna know more about his childhood and like everything about him. He's probably one of my favourite human characters. But yeah, this is really good and I enjoyed it quite a bit. So yeah. So the next book that I read was This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab, and this was a buddy read with Lucia from Loopy. I will link her channel down below, and Marta from Read by Marta. And basically this is the story of a boy called August. It's about Kate and August. Kate is ruthless daughter of a guy who's in charge of the entire city, and he makes people pay for protection. And August is the son of a guy who protects everyone and tries his best, and it's basically about like whose system is working the best, and like these two kids make friends and have interactions. And this for me was 3 stars. I think I originally rated it 4 stars, but then I took it down when I realised this isn't... Because I think this has a lot of issues with pacing, personally. Like it's like over halfway through the book when you get to the inciting incident, or what they claim is the inciting incident on the blurb, which for me, like, I obviously I'm overly critical. That was a bit of a rant. Anyway, that's why it's 3 stars. 3 stars isn't even bad. 3 stars is, it's just good. 3 stars is like an A. I don't know what book I read next. I think it was Pyramids. So this is the 7th Discworld novel. There we go. Definitely had the notes to remember this thing's by. So this is the 7th Discworld novel. It's very good. Enjoyed it a lot. That's not even true. I enjoyed the first book in it a lot when Tepik is at the Assassin's Guild learning and then becoming king. The books after that I think gradually got like less and less appealing to me, just because one, there was the whole deal with Tracy, which is trigger warning for this, mild incest. That's like a really weird way to phrase it. Trigger warning, mild incest, like almost incest? Nearly incest? Don't know how to put that. Incest but not quite. Incest but they stopped just short. I don't know. But yeah, there's a little bit of that, which I thought, like, yes, it's based on ancient Egypt, and that was like as a studier of ancient history, I know damn well what ancient Egypt was like, but still uncomfortable to read. And also I felt like I much preferred the stuff that took place in Ankh-Morpork rather than the stuff that took place in Jelly Baby, which was, I know, it's not the point of the story. I thought it would be more interesting than it was. I realised that I wanted a boring story, and this was not a boring story. This was a story with lots of drama, and I just wanted to see Tepik trying to govern a country. That's all I wanted from this, and I didn't get it. So next I read The Hobbit. This is not, I thought this would be my highest rated Tolkien book. It is not. It is okay. I liked the beginning, didn't like the end, don't remember how many stars I gave it. I think I gave it 3 stars, maybe 4 stars. It's okay. I liked it. Suitable. Probably will read it to my children when I have children someday. I feel like it didn't have as much emotional impact as it could have. I don't know if that's expecting a lot from it, but at the start, like, there were bits that were laugh out loud, so there should have been bits that, like, made me cry real tears, but they didn't. Like, the emotional scenes just didn't really hit for me, which I was a bit disappointed by, so, you know. What can you do? I personally, and this is going to be like the worst thing I've ever said, and this is going, like, people are going to crucify me for this, but I think the films did the emotional aspect better. So this was read on kind of an exchange with my dad, and this is Love for Imperfect Things by Hyman Sunim. I hope I am pronouncing that good. So this is like not a sequel, but related to his other novel, The Things You Can Only See When You Slow Down, which I haven't read. This is an absolutely beautiful little book. Like, first of all, like, just, I'll give you a taste of what this is like, because it's like beautifully illustrated. Look at that. Like, that's just gorgeous. I think this is one of the prettiest things I've ever read. And also, like, I gave this 5 stars because personally, as I was reading it, I had like several moments of like, oh my gosh, that means something to me. like just so many instances of thinking, this is a new way to look at the world that I didn't previously consider, and it is so good. So the second book I read as part of that exchange with my dad was Being Logical, which by contrast I gave 2 stars. I thought like there was nothing new in this to me, like this didn't enlighten me in any way. I just read this and I was like, I know all of this stuff. This stuff is, like, I know that it's obviously, like, this is a book on being logical, it's gotta be common sense. But like, I was reading this and I was like, this is just common sense. What are you on about? So I didn't know, like, I didn't learn anything, which was a bit of a disappointment. I was hoping that I would, like, be introduced to new methods of argument and debate, but no. It turns out I know more than I think I do, which is good ego boost, but I really, like, for a book which is gonna put people off, like, just look at the cover. For a book that's gonna put, like, a lot of people off, for a book that costs $16, Jesus Christ. And also a book about logic that, for no reason, I talked about this with my dad, for no reason, has an elastic band on the cover. What? What is going on? It's just, I make human sounds. It's just, I didn't appreciate this as much, and like, it has diagrams. Let me find you a premium quality diagram. What the fuck? If you're gonna include diagrams, make them interesting, don't make them look like that. It's like, it makes sense if you're reading it, but like, it just seems like he goes through a lot of effort to explain things which most people will get after like one sentence. This could be half as long. This could be like that long. And that would be all you need in this. Legitimately. Anyway, next on my list of things that I read is, on my Kindle, What Nature Does for Britain. I read this for geography as some extra reading, and it was quite interesting. I think I gave it 3 stars for being a good book that like does what it says on the tin. Like, it tells you what nature does for Britain. What more can you want from it? So yeah, I read it, liked it. Kind of boring, did fall asleep at certain points, but that's fine. It's a non-fiction book about geography, what can you expect? It did enlighten me in some areas, like, oh, the nature is good for the economy, I guess. So now I'm just looking at politicians like, really? I recommend it if you're interested in what nature does for Britain, and if you want to listen to my brand new conspiracy theory that the government are trying to kill us. One chapter which I really enjoyed was the one about like what nature, like being out in nature, in green spaces in the environment is like so beneficial for our health. And I, as like a green witch adjacent person, was reading that like, I know why it's beneficial for our health. But yeah. And speaking of being a green witch adjacent person, Occult Book of the Month. So Occult Book of the Month is a series which I am starting where I will read an occult or esoteric book every single month and review it and talk about my feelings and thoughts on it, because I am, not talked about this before, I'm coming out of the broom closet. I identify as a witch. By which I mean I'm a little more mystical. That's all I mean. A little more mystical than the average human being. But yeah, I read The Green Witch, which I thought was quite good. Oh my god. Okay, we'll carry on. I read The Green Witch. It was quite good. I gave it 4 stars. I will talk about that more in my Occult Book of the Month video. Then, we've got Currently in Progress books. This is currently in progress, but I think I'm going to finish it before the end of the month, and it is The Odyssey by Homer. And it is the translation by Emily Wilson, specifically because I have the translation by Evie Rue. I can't pronounce French words. So this is the translation by Emily Wilson. If you are starting with The Odyssey, I 100% recommend this translation. Like, oh my god, look how nicely it's formatted too. Ah, it's such a good translation. Like, it's so easy to read and accessible, and so many translations of things, like, so many translations of ancient texts are just hard to read. And like, with an ancient text, you can't really judge it based on the quality of the text itself, the quality of the story, the characters, etc. You have to judge it based on the translation, because at this point, like, there's no use in judging its plot. Like, the translation is the most important thing, especially as like a scholar of this kind of thing, because I'm class civ, like I'm gonna do classical archaeology at university. The Odyssey is important to me on a number of levels. But yeah, I really, really, really love this edition of The Odyssey. It's so pretty, it's so amazing. And if you're interested, at the start, we've got several premium bits of scholarship, which would be really useful. Which would be really useful for your A-level class civ exam. If you want access to some of this, hit me up. Hit me up. I will give you all the little bits of scholarship that I found interesting in here. Okay, moving on swiftly. Currently in progress that I don't think I'll finish before the end of the month is Of Fire and Stars by Audrey Culthurst. Because I am only on page 37, this has mixed reviews. Personally, I'm reserving judgment until I've finished it, because I've seen some people like highly recommending it and other people saying this is utter trash. But I really, like, I'm starved for FF romances. And like, this is the point where I need to acknowledge, yes, I am behind on all of the new releases. I haven't read Girls of Paper and Fire, I haven't read The Prior of the Orange Tree, because I don't have money. Like, I can't justifiably spend £11 on a hardcover copy, or like 11, like, because they don't have paperbacks out. Like, Girls of Paper and Fire doesn't have a paperback out, and I can't afford to buy the hardcover. And yes, I could get the Kindle version, but I like to annotate books like that, and I think with a book that is, like, is apparently that good, I want to have a physical copy that I can put on my shelves. And like, the cover's beautiful. I only really use my Kindle when the cover isn't beautiful. Aha! Final look. I need to get through this faster. I'm running out of time. My March wrap up, but it gets faster every time I bring up a book. Okay, Eric. Force Eric. Discworld, it's fine. Summons, Rince, Windows, Demon. Okay, good. Still in progress. Next on my list of things to talk about. My novel. I've written 3,000 words. I want to say 3,000 words. I've written 3,000 words of The Sceptre of the Silver Sun, and I have started another novel. Yes, I know what that sounds like. I am a filthy scumbag who writes 2 novels at once. It's fine. It's fine. It's good. I needed something a bit more fun to take my mind off The Sceptre of the Silver Sun, because I hit writer's block. So instead I am writing a thing which I have not titled yet, but the characters are as follows: Blair, a police officer; Xenia, a criminal and a murderer; Mia, a lawyer and then later a model; Nathan, a photographer; and Mal, who's a music producer. I've decided that like 10 minutes ago. I was like, he works in a music shop in Soho. What does he do? He's a music producer. Good, cool, done, sorted. Mal is gonna be fun to write. I haven't decided anything about the story. I just know that I'm ripping off something which I wrote a while back. I'm ripping off some of the major plot elements of that and making... also, it shows that I've been watching Not much. I've been watching The Umbrella Academy. I'm on episode 3 because I've been watching it at lunchtimes while I eat with my mum. We're watching it together. So far, I love it so much. It's such a good show. And I really want to read the comics now. It's like really bad, so they're on my TBR. But yeah, I just think it's an amazing show. I 100% recommend it. It's so much fun. Sometimes you need a show that's just for fun. It's a bit gory though. Just a warning. Podcasts. It's for podcasts. I've just been listening to The Witch Wave. I'm now caught up 100% on The Witch Wave. Oh my gosh, it is my favourite podcast in the entire world. Pam Grossman is literally the best person alive. I'm like 100% certain she's like the most amazing human being in the world. I love Pam Grossman so much. Yeah, just fangirling a bit over my favourite witch. But yeah, it's just really interesting. Even if you're not a witch, I 100% recommend it because they talk about like social issues and like investigation into it's just really interesting stuff. Thank you all for watching. Oh yeah, and thank you all for 100 subscribers. I am so happy. I never thought that this channel would get that many subscribers that quickly. Just because like I just didn't expect it at all. I'm really happy. That's it for my March wrap up. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all next time, and that got really long-winded. Turns out I read way more books than I thought I did. I will see you all next time. Goodbye.